Well, here we are. Hi, how you doing? It's fitting that in a month, themed about time, we bring up and discuss the giant time suck, the glorious void that steals our time, makes 5 hours feel like 5 minutes, pushes us to the brink of burnout and beyond. The ADHD superpower known as hyperfocus. You are listening to ADHD Big Brother, the podcast for adults struggling with their ADHD, their comorbid depression, their anxiety. Oh, it's just a hoot. I'm your host and your ADHD Big Brother, Russ Jones. I've got ADHD too. I've got depression as well. It's crap-tastic. So let's learn some stuff. Let's laugh at some stuff. Let's make some commitments to do some stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, here's some stuff. Welcome to the podcast. Yay, we're having a podcast day today. I'm glad you're here. Let's go right into things. I almost said let's jump right into it, but I think that's overdone. So how about I say, hey, let's ease ourselves right in. Let's dip our toes in the water, get acclimated to the temperature, and then slowly put our bodies in. Easy does it. I don't know. Let's kick it off with the mental health report. This is where we're normalizing talking about our skull spaghetti. It's the good, the bad, and the weird. But is it all happening in our brain? It's like, what about the gut-brain connection? Maybe I should be talking about my gut spaghetti and the flora and the fauna that populate my intestinal walls. Can you tell that I'm not a doctor? I fake it pretty good though, right? Hey, look at the flora and the fauna. Let's talk about your gut fauna. I know flora is like plants. What's fauna? Let me Google it. Now, guess what? It's animal life. Flora is plant life. Fauna is animal. What kind of animals you got in your guts? Your bacterium-anisms. Anyway, I feel more comfortable keeping it upstairs. So let's just talk about our skull spaghetti. Okay? I'm doing really good mentally. Nights and mornings are always sort of like they're sort of whatever for me, especially if I'm alone. But in general, my compass is pointed at joy, and I'm feeling really good. Just came back from Washington State, my brother's wedding, and man, oh gosh, when his when Natalie said her vows, holy balls, everybody got choked up. Everybody got choked up. I was choked up. I'm a softie though, so it's like, yeah, I was going to get choked up anyways, but everybody, man, it was good. 2 peas in a pod right there. They're both insane humans who run 100-mile races. They're both inspiring, they're both motivating, and they're fucking crazy. Here's a frame of reference for you. I'm recording this after I did my 3-mile walk with my buddy Brian, and my hips are aching. He's my older brother. His hips should suck more than mine. He walks like 3 miles as a stretch for his 25-mile jogging warm-up for his, 25-mile run. I don't know. It's nuts. He's nuts, but very inspiring. So how's your skull spaghetti? You doing okay? Reach out. Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. I'm all ears, as you know. Quick ADHD Big Brother update, because we have cool stuff happening in the community. Sky Watterson, maybe you've heard of her, the ADHD Skills Lab podcast. She's awesome. If you ever want a podcast that digs into the research, the science, oh man, she's good. But she's a friend of ADHD Big Brother. She's coming to the community and she's giving us a workshop to share her knowledge with us. And this is happening at the end of the month. She's going to be educating us on the 80-20 rule and how we can use that in our ADHD lives, especially for those of us business building. Solopreneurs, anyone? Hello. And it's free to the public, so you don't actually have to be a paid member of ADHD Big Brother to attend. There you go. Get in there, get that info, get those juicy nuggets to move your needle forward. And if you're one of those people that's been interested in the community, we've got a really active community membership. It's not just people showing up, talking about how hard life is. We are doing. I built the place on the doing. Like, we know how hard life is. Like, what are we doing about it? And what it takes for an ADHDer to do the doing. And one new way is starting this week. There's a new challenge that a couple of members created called Fork Yeah. I love the name. And that's kicking off this week. It's season 1. They've deemed it a season. It's a 9-week season. And shout out to 2 of our Aussie members, Mick and Matt, for putting that together. They said that it's based on the season, the terms for the school year in Australia. So that starts, well, today, I guess. It's because this comes out on Monday. So it started today. So if you have some nutrition stuff, this is based on what are we going to put on the chopping block? What are we going to get rid of? And what are we going to add nutrition-wise? I'm participating in that one. I want to wean off coffee. And I want to eliminate the ultra-processed stuff from my life. And so I'm going to continue with the no alcohol challenge and then add drinking a half a gallon of water a day. That's how I'm going to start it out, and I'll probably grow it as we go. I'm really looking forward to that one. And if you guys are tired of winging it alone, man, jump in or ease in. Give it a shot. It works. So let's talk about hyperfocus. I think I want to just talk about it as I experience it. We all have our own unique experience with it, and I'm not in the camp of it's my superpower. I'll just say that right up top. I'm not about pooping on the things that make us feel good. So if it feels superpowery to you, who am I to stand in the way of your powers? Embrace your powers. For today, though, I'm going to share my personal opinion and what I do to help myself because, this podcast is about what we're doing about it. And so I'm going to share what I'm doing about it. If it's good, let's keep doing it. If it's bad, let's knock it off. I've experienced both the greatness of hyperfocus and I've experienced the awfulness of it. The way it works with me is that I'll feel so strongly about something. Could be a craft project, could be a video game, could be a career, and then everything just clicks. And then I feel compelled to these marvelous levels of action toward that thing. Some examples of that are the time I cross-stitched a black and white photograph of my kids. It's freaking rad. It took months, but it's phenomenal, I will admit. It started out as a color project using a ton of colors and threads, and I think I maybe got like 25% done, and then it just sort of stopped. And then after maybe a year, it resurfaced, and I chose black and white. And then this was post-divorce, by the way, so I can tell you that this would have created a problem in the marriage because I would sit for these large chunks of time working on it. On a creatively rewarding side, I could easily hyper-focus on writing sketch comedy when I was doing sketch in my 20s. I could see sketches in my head. I could live in them, and I had like so much fun writing them. But then on the negative side, after filming a mockumentary, back in my 20s about a crazy scrapbooking lady and then earning recognition in the stamping community, I became so hyper-focused on running a crafting business and designing clear polymer stamp sets. I produced products. I had a design team and everything. In hindsight, I was like, what am I doing? But I was so convinced. It felt so right. It felt so exact what I should be doing with my life. And the same thing when I was potty training my kids. I was a stay-at-home parent and I was enraged. Talk about the reactivity of us. I was livid by the biased, the judgy potty training books. And they're like 250 pages long. 250 pages to teach my kid how to shit in a toilet. What are you talking about? So what did I do? I read all of them. I yelled my way through it. I raged through all of them, and then I wrote my own. It's freaking amazing. I will say that. It's a flip over book. One side is a kid's book, which is freaking awesome. And then the other side is a very short, like you could read it in 10, 15 minutes. It's a guide on how to potty train. So I attend my first book fair. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like you come out of this fog and suddenly you realize who you've become. I'm like, I'm the guy that goes around talking about how to get your kids to poop in a toilet. What? This isn't me. That's the drawback of the hyperfocus. I always thought it was funny though. I always thought it was funny that we expect these kids just to pick up on that, like potty training. We spent 2 years letting them crap their pants. So imagine you can poop anywhere, anytime, and then you get a spa treatment. Someone comes, takes off your pants, cleans you up, gives you fresh outfit, probably says they love you and kisses you and gives you powder, makes you smell nice. And then so we want them to go from that to hanging their ass over a giant abyss of a monster that angrily inhales everything down a hole. Just do it here now, okay? Just go poop here now, and I'm going to give you a cookie, okay? Oh my God, humans, we are so funny. Anyway, I know the pain of it, man. Potty training stuff. I went through it with 2 kids, so if you want my hacks for it, reach out. I still have copies of the book laying around if you want it. Just let me know. This is hyperfocus to me. It strikes without warning. It feels right. It feels true. There's no stop down to ask if it makes sense or is it right for me. It's akin to that stereotypical born again Christian type stereotype where it's that whole profound, I found Jesus. I found my meaning. This is my new endeavor. This is who I am. If you were a person that gets that catchphrase a lot of oh, it's your next big thing, with an eye roll, then you feel me, I bet. And then we get scared of sharing because we have all the feelings of, oh, the next big thing. Oh yeah, this is it. Because this one's real this time, but none of the belief in ourselves because of our track record of quitsies. And that's sad. I don't like that. And that's been my experience with it. And there's no remedy for it that I'm aware of. So what my goal is with my own hyperfocus is I just outsource some time assistance in the form of a timer. It's meant to give me permission to dive in and lose myself to a thing, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. I have the time. I'm going to give myself the time, and I'll give myself typically an hour. I'm not saying I'm stopping. I'm just saying I'm setting my alarm. I'm going to lose myself, and then I want you, Mr. Alarm, to pull me out after an hour. I just want to tap on the shoulder. And so then what happens after the timer goes off is I get pulled out. And then I get to make a decision. Do I have time to keep going? Do I want to keep going? What else is coming up? Do I have kids to pick up? Do I have a client? Do I have admin? Is anything scheduled? Is there anything on my calendar? No? Okay, well, do I want to keep going? Well, let me just set a 5-minute timer and do something stupid and different just so I can reset. And then I'll set another 1-hour timer and I'll hyper-focus on it. What this does for me is that it gives me a way of keeping command of my time. It allows me to fully dive into what I'm focused on. I don't have to keep that anxiety or that worry that I have to try to keep something in the back of my head. Okay, remember you only have an hour. Okay, remember that's impossible. So it allows me to give that up. It allows me to forget time, which is the true joy of hyperfocus to me, just to lose myself. What happens to me if with hyperfocus gone unchecked, it's kind of like when I lay down for a nap, right? 20 minutes is a good nap. You don't fall asleep, but you get rested. But if we fall asleep for 2 hours, then it ends up really fucking us up. And this wrecks my day. So if I hyperfocus unchecked for too long of a stretch, I can easily get trapped in it. It's hard to come out of it. The transition becomes a nightmare. It's uncomfortable. It feels wrong. It's easy to relate this to playing video games. If I play a video game for an hour and then take a break, I could typically go for a while. But if I play for 2 hours straight, I find myself getting locked into it. It's very hard to rattle out. Those of you that are on social media, you might relate to getting sucked into that doom scrolling. After a while, it becomes impossible to jolt out of it. But if you set a timer to go off, you're getting that jolt assist. I do love the act, the moment. I love the hyperfocus. I love the act of it. It's like sex. It feels amazing, spiritually blissful. It's a complete escape from the world. Everything clicks into place, right? When it's good. But there's a time and a place. I mean, you can't have sex in the produce department of the grocery store. Pretty sure. Oh, there's a department that you could. Meats and dairy. That's a thing for meats and dairy. There's just a time and a place for this stuff. This is similar-esque. I might be stretching it on the comparison here, but it's just because we suddenly get hit with the hyperfocus drive doesn't mean it's at an appropriate time. It doesn't mean we should be acting on it. Because it feels right and it's our superpower. This is where knowing what we're doing with our time matters. If we don't know what we've dedicated time to, why wouldn't we just jump into the hyperfocus? Right? It's like nothing else is planned. Nothing pops into my head. There's no reliable calendar system in place. So it feels right. So I'm just jump in. Not knowing we had a lunch scheduled with a friend because it's not in the calendar. It wasn't top of mind in the moment. Or we're about to lose time, and without the protocol to get us out, we miss picking up our kid at school. And then we get a phone call asking, "Where are you?" Like, oh shit, it's already been 3 hours? That felt like 5 minutes. These are hypothetical consequences, but these are real issues, and they can be avoided. My challenge for you is to try putting your hyperfocus on a leash. A common pushback is not wanting to stop, because what if the juice doesn't come back? Or what if I forget where I was? To that, I just say, try it. See what happens. Did the juice not come back? Okay, well, when did you want the juice to come back? Wednesday at noon? Well, that's not how hyperfocus works. And what were we thinking? We're like, oh, I'm going to get this thing. I'm going to go until it's done. And so we go and go and go. And then we hit burnout. And now we have 75% finished project, literally no more juice for it ever again. Burnout is the ultimate murderer of progress. And we wasted an entire day doing a thing that was intense and awesome. And it's now not complete. And it's never going to be complete. So there's that. I'd say try it. Put a leash on it and see what happens. I'm really curious about what things you hyper-focus on. And then what tools and methods that you're using to discern what to dive into, and then, or what do you let pass by? Do you have a methodology for figuring that out? I'm super curious. Reach out and let me know. If you've ever been thinking about reaching out and you haven't yet, do it. Send me your long run-on sentence, word ramble, disjointed overshare about your hyperfocus. I want to read it. Do you think it's a superpower? Or do you think it's like kryptonite? That's how I kind of feel. It feels like I feel like Superman who has kryptonite around his neck all the time. And so then every so often the kryptonite comes off and I can just soar. But it's so unreliable. And what good is being able to fly if like halfway through the flight the kryptonite comes back and you end up crashing into the ground. Crashing into the ground sucks. All right. Let me know. I want to hear about it. And if you're getting value out of the podcast, I have a favor to ask. Can you please share this on your social medias and in your newsletter? Any shout outs are greatly appreciated. And let me know so I can shout out the shout out. And if you have time to rate and review, that would be awesome too. And if you could loan me $5, I'm good for it. That'd be awesome. And if you could watch my girlfriend's dog and house sit so we can escape up the coast, that'd be super cool. Much appreciated. And if you're getting value out of the podcast, please consider buying me an RV that I may travel the world in. And when Alistair graduates, and that would be great. And thank you. I don't think I'm asking too much here. I think I kept it in the good range. All right, guys, that's going to do it this week. I hope you successfully wrangle your hyperfocus this week, and I hope you have a fantastic one, and I will talk to you later.